What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vonnie coming back at y'all with another video. Yes, we are on the streak, man. 3.5 weeks, man. We're in. We're not stopping, man. I'm not stopping no time soon. I love making these videos. I love editing. I love doing all that, man. If y'all could drop a like, comment, comment down below your budget. Comment down your plans for success. All that good stuff. Comment down below your lifestyle, man. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, let me know. Let's help each other out. Let's get it. Let's get each other financially free. So, what's the topic for today, Vaughn? I know that's what you're asking, man. Get into it, Vaughn. This is the real reason why, even though you go to work and work your job and you work hard and you're getting that 38 to 40 hours, 42 hours a week, why you're still broke. This is why you're still broke. And I'm gonna get straight into it, man. You're still broke because your lifestyle is not matching your pay. You're living above it. You're not saving enough, and as much as we want to show that we're making money, that we're getting to the bag, in reality, most of us aren't. You look to your left, and this person looks like, oh, they're showing all this flashy stuff. They're doing all these flashy things. Yeah, but they spent their last on it. And every time that you see them do something flashy or get something flashy, it just look at the post. Look at when they post. If they're posting, every week, that person might actually have something, or they're in debt. But if they're posting every week, they have some sort of income. Posting flashy stuff every week, they have some sort of income. They're posting like every month, every 2 months. They're saving up a little bit of their paycheck. Go get that flashy thing, and then boom, post it. So don't compare yourself to nobody else. And that's what comes with the life inflation. We all have social media. We all are on it, a lot. So, you see this other person, they're younger than you, they're living a better life than you, but don't let that fool you. That person could have took out mega loans that they got to pay back in the future, but they're not worried about that because they just want to look flashy. As soon as you get some money, you shouldn't be spending it. As soon as you get some money, you should be, how can I double this money? How can I make this money work for me? How can I do this with this money? You feel me? And that's to go along with what I got next. People are always broke, even when they have a job, because they have no financial plan. They're just out here. They just live just to live. Like, every time they get a paycheck, bam, it's gone. And, a lot of people like to say, oh, well, it all went to bills, but that's impossible. It's impossible. If you make $3,000 a month, but your bills are only $2,000, where's the other 1,000? You feel me? Like, it's not all going towards bills. We only pay bills once a month. So, like I said, if you're making $3,000 and your bills are only $2,000, or even like $2,400, where's the other $600? And that's including like groceries and stuff, all that in your bills. So if it's only totals up to $2,400 between groceries, light bill, phone bill, rent, all that, and you make $3,000, the other $600 should be put away. But you're spending that because you feel like, oh, I deserve this. I just worked hard all week. I need to spend this $600. But why not save it? Why not put it in a high yield savings account and let it build up some money on top of it? Why not? You can't stay down, and that comes with the financial planning. You don't budget for the future, and you're not trying to look for, I'm not gonna say the cheapest things, but you're not looking. You feel me? You're just buying. You're just purchasing, and that's how we live paycheck to paycheck. Spending that little extra $600 that you had saved up, that you had a month. If it happens to be 400, 400 saved every month is pretty good. You'll stack it up pretty fast. But yeah, but we automatically spend that because we just feel like, oh, well, I deserve this. But it's hard because then what if like an actual emergency comes up? Car, medical, all that stuff. You either have no money saved up, or you're gonna have to start taking out loans just to pay, for that stuff. So That's why we really live paycheck to paycheck. It's because we spend that extra little money that we do have at the end of the month on, miscellaneous things, drinking, smoking, going out, all that stuff. And it doesn't have to be like that. You can go out once every 3 months. You can drink once every 3 months. But a lot of people are like, nah, I had a rough week. Let me go drink. But what about that other person that had a rougher week, that's on their grind, that's mentally, into what they're doing, they're focused, they have discipline, and they're like, no, I'm not going to spend today. I can't spend today. I got to save today. And that's where it really comes in. So we always like to, get the, like I said earlier, the lifestyle inflation. We always like to get the flashy things. But other things come with that is like credit cards. We like going along with the flashy. We like to get cars. We get a little bit of money. You actually save up a little bit of money, and then the first thing you do is go get a car. Put a down payment down on a car, and now you're locked in for 7 or 8 years on a car. I mean, it's not a good idea. The car costs $20,000, but you're gonna end up in the end paying $35,000, just with interest and fees and stuff. So it doesn't sound like a good deal to me. But you got that brand new car. You can post it everywhere. You can pull up everywhere. You're gonna look cool. You're gonna look like you got money. But in reality, you're struggling to pay every single one of your bills. You feel me? And then with the loans and credit cards, that's basically that money is literally coming. It's literally money that you never earned, you never even touched, and it's coming straight to you. And you're just gonna spend it. And now you got to pay it off. And when it comes time to pay it off, you don't have enough to pay it off because you didn't try to double that money. You literally just spent that money. So, those are other things that, keep you living paycheck to paycheck. Because now you got another bill on top of that. So now, like I was saying, you make $3K a month. You're bringing all your bills combined are $2,400. Now you add that credit card and that car loan. Now you're at that $3K mark, or you might be a little bit above. Now it's time to see what job options are out there so you can get a little bit more money. But it's like, I say job hop, but a lot of people don't like to job hop. A lot of people are comfortable with their company. A lot of people are comfortable in their position, so they don't like to do that. So if you're not willing to do that, then you're not willing to upgrade your lifestyle. And if you're not willing to upgrade your lifestyle, then you physically can't, because once your bills go up, you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to work more. You're going to have to work harder. You're going to have to do something, because now you got the loans, you got the credit card, you got the car, you got, all those things that are just building up. And that's really how we get in debt, is by, getting these things that we really don't need. You can go get a beater off of Facebook if you need a car. And if you need a credit card to build your credit, get a low credit card, one that's only $500 a month, and keep it there. Even if they raise it up, because most credit card companies like to, if you pay your bills on time, they'll raise it up. But even if you do raise it up, still you don't even have to spend the whole 500. Spend 200 and then pay that back immediately. So it's stuff like that, like the consumer debt. And then we don't invest. If you can open a Roth IRA, open it up, because that's money that's not automatically coming to you, but once you retire, bam, you got that. If your company offers 401k, we all know what that means. You put this amount of money in, they're gonna match that money. So by the end of it, when it comes time to retire, bam, you got all that money that you put in, and it's just a savings account, and bam, you got that other portion that is just matched. So basically, look at it like you're making double on the hour, whatever you make on the hour. If you're making 24 an hour, you're making 48 an hour. I said 28. If you're making 24 an hour, you're making 48 an hour. You feel me? So that's how you should look at a 401k, because your money is doubled. Literally, they match it. It's only up to a certain period of time, but yes, they do match that money and it, as long as you keep contributing, they're going to put money back in to match it. That's really all I got for the investing. Like, build a high yields. If put something into a high yields. That's another good thing. But yeah. And then you got if you only have one income, you're doing it wrong. Now, this isn't to say go get 3 jobs, but if you only have one income, why not get a second job? If you're working 40 hours a week, I put it like this. If you're working 40 hours a week, say you go in at 6, you get off at 2, and that's an 8-hour shift. What are you doing from 3 till it's time to go to bed? You're not really doing nothing. So why not go get a second job from like 3? It doesn't have to be long stuff. There's jobs out here that are 3 to 7. So you're just making a little bit extra, and now you just work 12 hours a day. And it don't, honestly, when you get 2 jobs, when you have 2 jobs, it don't really feel like you have 2 jobs. Like, because especially when you get 2 jobs that are doing 2 different things, like for me personally, there's a job that I like mildly, and then there's a job that I don't like. I dread going to. But I still go to the job that I dread going to because I make a little bit more money doing that. You feel me? So go get you a job that you actually like. Go get you a job that you like. Having 2 incomes is amazing. And then if you do have a whip, why not just go out and pick up a few people, take them to their destination with Uber or Lyft, or go get people's food just for a little bit. 2-3 hours. 2-3 hours could change it. Like, I done went out for 2-3 hours and came back with $100. Like, that sounds pretty nice to me. An extra 100, and then you can add that to what you got to pay in the bills. You feel me? So it's all about getting more than one income, having multiple income streams, and then once you start building up your income, you can get those assets, and then you're gonna have passive income. And we know how that goes. Once you get the passive income, bam, 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 bam. It's really gonna go slow and then take off. So another thing that we like to do in society is instant gratification. We like to buy the new clothes, the new gadgets, vacations, all that because we worked hard. But what about your savings account? Your savings account is pleading with you. Please put some money in here. Stop buying those clothes. Stop buying those gadgets. Stop buying a vacation. Stop going on vacation just to look rich. Like, you're not. Please. And we don't have the education to back anything up because school doesn't really teach us about it. So that means, what do? We usually work harder over working smarter. But if you just work smarter, you can negotiate stuff, you can sell stuff. If you don't use something, try to sell it on Facebook Marketplace. I guarantee you can get, And then here's the little tip that I give to people. If you sell stuff on Facebook, tell them to meet you like right up the street from your house. So you're not wasting gas, and that's like free money because you can meet them at any time. Say you get off of one of your shifts, and you sell something on Facebook Marketplace for $30. Add $30 to whatever you made per hour for your shift that day. Now it looks a little bit better. Now you're like, okay, I am building wealth. I am building up something. You feel me? And then you could just put all that away. So, don't focus on working more hours. Focus on what you can do with the assets. Now, if you need to build a little bit more money, definitely work some hours. But if you don't need to build, if you have a savings account, start focusing more on where can I put this money to make it make more money. You feel me? And then, it's all about who you hang around and what you do, like what you do with your free time. Like, the main topic of this is why people stay broke even though they have a job. So even though you have a job, you get off your job every day and you're spending money as soon as you get off. And then after you spend money, you go hang out with your friends and you're spending money there. And then you come home and you're like, oh, I'm hungry. Let me go get something to eat. It's just always spending money. And, you see your friends around you, they're spending money just like that. But that's what makes them average for real, because they spend money. And you're not really like that. You want to save that money, but you just feel like, oh, well, since they're spending money, I should spend money. But it's like, no, this is your life. You don't have to do that. So that's really all I have for this video, man. Having a job, it can pay the bills, but You know, you need discipline and investing and, you know, strategy to build the wealth that you want. So that's all I really got for this video, man. Like, subscribe, man, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Peace.